Y'all excited? I'm excited. Gonna play some Space Engineers. I'm Kay. So far, we've started building the little power center, reactor room type of thing for our base. I saw somebody using beacons for like a little effect, and I really liked it. But when I built it, I wanted it to, just like in some of my other reactor rooms, kind of like have the power represent like, or the light represent power like going in or, funneling through the system. So when I built it, I used timer blocks to get this effect. And I like it, but I'm not in love with it. So I'm exploring other opportunities. So this is what we've built out here so far, and this goes into goes straight up. I do need we're gonna hand dig, or at least use the little miner to dig out a little bit this more as needed than anything else. We've gone up to space to get more parts. And as you can see, we've actually built a solar array on the exterior. And we've got that up and running, so that's giving us a good amount of power. I think during the daytime, when everything's at 4 bars, we're almost getting 2 megawatts. So that's actually pretty decent. And we are using the solar tracking script. So it is slowly moving around, tracking the sun. Unfortunately, I had a mishap with the welder. There's not much left. I went ahead and just ground down everything that was there. Pretty soon I'm going to be taking our large mining ship into the tunnel, because we need to start getting resources down here. So I was thinking about doing an underground mine system. Basically one mine shaft, and then it would branch off through all the various different mines that we've scouted out. The closest one is only a few hundred meters away. The furthest one's almost 3K away. So these tunnel is going to be pretty decent size. Nemesis has welded up some of these armor blocks. And pretty soon we will actually be able to start parking all of our ships in here. So with that said, I'm going to continue working on all of this. I do have all the reactors turned off. There is uranium in them. Not much, just a little bit. But I'm going to be running, for right now, until we get the refineries and assemblers, I'm going to be running off of solar power and batteries. Which, even when we get the assemblers and refineries going, at the amount of power that we're actually getting out of the system, yeah, I mean, we're almost getting 3 megawatts. So with that power, I mean, we might be able to actually run a whole bunch of our systems off of just a solar array alone. And of course, when we have to use our refineries, we kick in the solar panel or the reactors. So as you know, all this is on one grid. The refinery, living area, everything that's going to be up here is going to be another grid. So they will be connected, but not connected. We're going to pipe in a conveyor tube, probably through the wall and out. And then underneath, connecting everything is going to be, it's going to be the connectors and stuff. And if I do my normal angled blocks connecting like all the small ships to the connectors, I mean, I can put the connector right here, and because of the angle blocks, they won't actually be on the same grid. Vice versa, for like large ship, obviously my large ship has to have a connector that's sticking out. So for that instance, I do the reverse. I do it like that, and then I can build my conveyor junction right here, give the effect that it's all hooked up, but it would be on a completely separate grid. Redid the timer box system for the hangar door. Now it's only on one block. That makes the sensor that detects large ships, it makes it work a little bit better. Of course, we have an override button. Now I just went ahead and opened the piston as well as the hangar door at the same time. Seems to be working perfectly fine without any lag or any little jumps. And the way the sensor's done should work out very nicely. All right, so we'll be right back when I've done a little bit more. So we have here our new welder that I just made. I'm charging the batteries right now. There are reactors, but not enough for all the atmospheric thrusters, so... Ooh, bit of lag. So the batteries are there to actually, fly it. Obviously, this one's a little more boxier than most designs. It does seem to hold quite a bit. Even though it only has four medium-sized containers. I mean, I can fill it to the brim with steel plates and be able to fly. So this might be ideal for welding up the hangar floor. I have named this. Obviously, this is like the big brother version of Sparky, so this is Sparker. Oh, how do I turn it on? There we go. So, I filled it up with various items. I was waiting for more steel plates to build. It is a little sluggish. That's because it only has 2 gyros. But it seems to do its job. As always, anytime you run something that's got off of batteries, it always tells you the fuel is low. Once I get this back part welded up, I will be bringing in my main ship in here. As you can see, I added quite a few lights to let me know that my welders are on.
Ship fuel low. Ship fuel low.
Seems to be doing his job pretty nicely. Actually moving quite along. Getting to the end. Yep, there's the end right there. Ouch. That's how we lost the last welder. Yeah, I may need to throw another gyroscope somewhere. Alright, and we are ready to pilot this back into our hangar. Ooh, I've gone a little too far over it. Even with moving all the thrusters and everything, still a little tight. I mean, we're talking about a block and a half to 2 blocks on each side. Ah, the sensors seem to be working perfectly fine. Excellent. Of course, I might be going a little too fast. Come on, I can't get an external view. Oh, hopefully they're open by now. Oh, and that's why we need to fix that camera. Those cameras need to get fixed. Because that is full crap. Alright, well, let's go out and see the damage. It's just those hydrogen thrusters, and that's not that bad. Ouch. Actually, it looks like we didn't even hit the hangar door. We just hit the side. Okay, so couple armor blocks, couple hangar, or couple blast door blocks. What about this? Yeah, it looks like just the hydrogen thrusters, and that's it. Not too bad. Quite an irritation, though. Especially when we can't. I mean, the camera puts you into a first-person view, whether you want it in the first-person view or not. No matter how I kept toggling it, it wouldn't let me come back out of it. I don't want to be in first-person view. Why am I in a first-person view? Alright, we're gonna go ahead and start turning this around. Oh, as soon as I stop. Alright, so I could come back maybe another, what is this? 2 blocks? 1 block and then possibly another one, so that's come back a total of 2 blocks. 3 blocks from that side. Wow, I was actually pretty good. Let's see. That's pretty good. If we need to come back a little bit more, we can come back a little. So, we got our main little line. We just need to make our, I guess this would probably be small ship parking. And then over there will be our large ship parking. So our large drill that we have currently, more than likely that's just going to be made to make the main hole that's going to connect all of our mines. And then I'm probably going to get rid of this and just swap it out for a fairly large, small drill ship. Same as this one right here. As soon as we're done with building this top area and just clearing out some of this general ice humps that are randomly all over the place, like I'll probably smooth this out. Once all that stuff's done, I'll be scrapping that. So the next order of business is to set up our refineries, assemblers, and cargo containers. Now I am going to be using a script on this station where it's going to basically we're going to program, and it's always going to top off our parts. So say I program 10,000 steel plates. I use 1,000 of them. it's going to replenish 1,000 steel plates automatically. So what we're going to do is just come up with just a set standard of parts and how much parts we need of each kind. This is my third revision of the reactor room. I'm probably just gonna keep this, though I'm not very pleased with it. I do have an idea using LCD screens, though I'm having trouble programming them. I went on the workshop to try to find scripts already made, and I found 3 scripts. Each one does a little bit what I want it to do, but not the full thing. So I'm actually probably going to try to write my own script, which is not going to go well. But I'm basically just going to try to cannibalize those 3 scripts to see if I can make one that will actually work. And that's basically just getting a lighting effect that I want, like this, with LCD screens. Now I could do timer blocks, and I can also do where it's the color that I want as well as an offline screen, but then you have those words that say offline. And it doesn't help the fact that I want it to be 2 different colors rotating along with black. So it will be offline, but it won't say offline, and then it will have colors going up and colors going down. And with timer blocks, it's kind of slow. I mean, we saw that with the beacons. But if I can use it through a programmable block, I can make it a little bit faster, as well as I can make it more customized. So I'm gonna try to write this my own script. I'll probably just give up and just keep going with this. Until next time, have fun.